Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated and silence all electronic devices. The ceremony will begin momentarily. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Major General Stacy Joe Hoosier, Commander, 20th Air Force, welcome to today's change of command ceremony in which command of the 91st Missile Wing will pass from Colonel Jimmy Schlabach to Colonel George Chapman. I am Chief Master Sergeant Derek Geske, and I will be your narrator for today's ceremony. For those in attendance throughout the ceremony, you will be given cues to stand and be seated at the appropriate times. As a reminder, during the national anthem, military members should stand at attention while our civilian guests are invited to place their right hand over their heart. At this time, I would like to recognize our special guests. Honored guests of Colonel Chapman are his wife Erin, his sons Jaron and Hayden, his daughter Liesel, his father, United States Air Force retired Lieutenant Colonel Albert V. Chapman III, his mother Brigitta, his brothers, United States Air Force veteran Albert V. Chapman IV, and United States Army Lieutenant Colonel Select Dave Chapman, and his mother-in-law Maxine. Colonel Chapman would also like to welcome his son Dallin, his sister Liana, and his father-in-law Dennis, who are joining us virtually for today's ceremony. Honored guests of Colonel Schlabach are his wife Monica, his son Andrew, his daughter Liliana, and his son-in-law, United States Air Force First Lieutenant Benjamin Moore. We would also like to welcome Team Minot leadership, community partners, and our distinguished visitors in attendance today. Please hold all applause until the end. The Honorable Kevin Kramer, United States Senator, representing United States Congresswoman, the Honorable Julie Fedorchak, Miss Sadie Hansen, the Honorable Kelly Armstrong, Governor of North Dakota, and his spouse Kirsty, the Honorable Mark Janser, Mayor of the City of Minot, and his spouse Mary, the Honorable Randy Burkhardt, North Dakota State Senator, and his spouse Pat, the Honorable Paul Thomas, North Dakota State Senator, and his spouse Karen, the North Dakota Adjutant General, Brigadier General Mitch Johnson, Command Chief, 20th Air Force, Chief Master Sergeant Nicholas Taylor, Deputy Commander, 91st Missile Wing, Colonel Matthew Crossman, and his spouse Bernadette, spouse of 91st Missile Wing Command Chief, Dr. Alex Guajardo Castro, Commander, 5th Bomb Wing, Colonel Jesse Lamran and his spouse Natalie, Deputy Commander, 5th Bomb Wing, Colonel Mike Taylor and his spouse Amanda, Command Chief, 5th Bomb Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Zach Eboab, 91st Missile Wing Honorary Commander, Mr. Jared Lundeen and his spouse Lynn, Commander, 119th Air National Guard Wing, Colonel Christopher Dimitrovich. Deputy Commander, 119th Air National Guard Wing, Colonel Jared Kropp. Command Chief, 119th Air National Guard Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Shane Amundsen. Finally, we would like to welcome all other commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, friends, and members of Team Minot joining us today, both in person and virtually. At this time, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the presentation of the colors, the singing of our national anthem by Senior Airman Devin Edmonds, Airman First Class Reed Wilds, and Airman First Class Khalud Hussein, and the invocation given by Chaplain Mario Rosario. Major General Hoosier has deferred the honors of ruffles and flourishes to the men and women of Team Minot.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Right shoulder, ho! Coaster, ho!
Let us pray. Almighty God, you are the steadfast shield over the men and women of the 91st Missile Wing, who stand an unbroken, unblinking watch over our nation, projecting silent but absolute global deterrence. As the guidon is passed on today, we pause to honor this transition of authority and trust. We give thanks to the unwavering leadership of Colonel Jimmy Schlabach and caring support of his wife Monica, son Andrew, daughter Liliana, and the son-in-law Benjamin, who resolutely anchored the resounding success of the Rough Riders. They stood with airmen and families during the brightest and darkest hours of their lives, inspiring strength and resilience. As they conclude their alert and embark towards the next chapter of their life, we ask for a gentle transition and continued blessing upon their household. As Colonel George Chapman comes back to take command of the Rough Riders, grant him ultimate reins of wisdom, the bandwidth of right judgment, and supply with the munitions of love and care for the airmen now under his charge. We ask for your divine guidance to his wife Erin and their children, Jaron, Hayden, Dallin, and Lizelle. Bless them with vigorous health and unyielding focus to lead this no-fail enterprise. They have lived in Minot before, but we all know we don't cross the same river twice. Guardian of peace, keep all Rough Riders safe, vigilant, and healthy in mind and heart. May our constant state of readiness reassure our allies and silence our adversaries, so we may stand proud as members of Team Minot, embodying the truth that only the best come north. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, Senior Airman Edmonds, Airman First Class Wilds, and Airman First Class Hussein for the beautiful rendition of our national anthem, and thank you, Chaplain Rosario, for your thoughtful words. It is now my pleasure to introduce Major General Stacy Joe Hoosier.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is a treat to be with you on this beautiful day. Welcome again to Colonel Chapman's family. Special welcome to Erin and the kids, Mom and Dad. Ooh, we're okay. Everybody's okay. You probably noticed that the Chapman family has a long history of service to this nation, so it's no surprise that Colonel Chapman is on this stage today to take over the 91st Missile Wing. Welcome again to Colonel Schlabach's family, to Monica, Lily, Andrew, and then of course over the years we officially added Benjamin. Welcome to the rest of the Schlabach family. Again, it's awesome that you all are here to celebrate as your dad turns over the 91st Missile Wing. Welcome again to all the North Dakota, Minot area contingent, friends from Task Force 21. We love you guys. We celebrate you guys because you have celebrated us for so many years. So thank you all for all your support. And finally, many thanks to our friends from the Guard, all the base leadership on both sides. Biggest welcome to the men and women of the 91st Missile Wing. The 91st Missile Wing carries a heritage that dates back to World War II, where its first missions in 1942 leveraged air power to weaken German forces in Europe. In 1944, the 91st Bombardment Group paved the way for the Allied invasion of Normandy, bombing gun emplacements and troop concentrations near the beach. The 91st went on to fly reconnaissance missions during the Korean War and engage the enemy with B-52s in Vietnam before taking on the Minuteman mission here at Minot in 1968. In 1971, the 91st became the first operational wing to field the Minuteman III, the workhorse of the nuclear triad that we still operate today. Understanding this history, it's easy to see how important your past is and also why today is important, not just to the Schlabach and Chapman families, but to the nation and to our vital mission. You're here doing this mission every day to provide the assurance to enemies that they should pause before action. And that pause will give our nation's leaders and our friends and allies the room to maneuver in any conflict or conversation. Rough Riders, you are the 21st century deterrent force. It's your drive for innovation and your pursuit of an increasingly lethal force that gives us the edge. It is such an honor for me to officiate today's change of command for the proud members of the 91st Missile Wing, because you are this unwavering sentinel for our nation's strategic deterrent force. It's also an honor because I get to usher the wing's leadership from one very dear friend to another. Rough Riders, thanks to your service, these 8,500 square miles of nuclear deterrence provide the President a safe, creditable, capable, and ready force to discourage aggression and to assure our allies. It's not easy to do this mission, and it gets harder every day. To do what you do, you require a motivated and highly effective leader, and fortunately, this wing had such a leader in Colonel Jimmy Schlabach. I got to speak about Colonel Schlabach a bit this morning at his retirement ceremony. So in my time, I'll just highlight a few items that the 91st Missile Wing achieved these past few years under his leadership. And I'll also highlight a few things that I'm personally grateful for during my time working with Colonel Schlabach. First, because we're from neighboring towns in Indiana, I could always count on him for a game of euchre. I tended to lose for some reason. But most importantly, I could count on him to fight. For the past 2 years, I could count on him to smartly push back if he felt a decision would harm his mission or his airmen or their families. And Colonel Schlabach led during unprecedented times in our military and in our nation. He led through a presidential transition, through the loss of a lot of our civilian workforce, through the longest government shutdown in our nation's history. But the wing did what the wing does: maintained, sustained, operated, and defended. Colonel Schlabach kept the focus where it needed to be, on the mission for our nation and our allies. When Colonel Schlabach first took command, he knew he needed the right wingman by his side. He got a lot of pressure to look elsewhere for the command chief, but thankfully he stuck to his guns. Chief Thomas was absolutely the right person the wing needed. She did 10 years worth of work in less than 2. And this wing is fundamentally better because of her leadership. There are many things the wing should be proud of over the past 2 years under Colonel Schlabach. One is the sheer enthusiasm seen during Operation Bully Stick. Now, there was a lot of grumbling about operational realism, but what we all saw during that exercise was pretty freaking awesome. The pride and the teamwork this wing displayed was amazing, and it will never be forgotten, because it proved exactly what this team is capable of when they pull together. That same integrity and teamwork carried over into real-world operations, especially when it came to the TERP discovery. And for the maintainers in the room, we all know that TERP sucks. But they should be very proud, because it was them who discovered the problem, stopped the job, and did the right thing by speaking up. And there were incredible accomplishments happening topside in the freezing cold. The Tech Op and convoy movement during the NSI. It was Senior Airman Dolphin's first ever trip with a weapon. The visibility was spotty, and it was about 10 degrees below zero, with the Inspector General standing right over their shoulders the entire time, and they absolutely crushed it. From the Wing Operations Center planning the mission down to the crews during the final missile test, they completely annihilated that mission. And finally, the pride of your defenders. In Colonel Schlabach's mind, there isn't a group of folks anywhere in the Air Force that walk bigger than they do. Defenders are the shield that protects this mission, and the way they carry themselves sets the standard for everyone else. In Colonel Schlabach, y'all had an ICBM expert, somebody steeped in ICBMs at all levels, from crew member, flight test, weapons school, joint staff, squadron, and group command. More importantly, you had a leadership expert, someone who didn't need to learn to trust and empower his people. He was born that way. And you gained a family with a love for this community and with a passion for connection and friendship at every level. And now I'll turn to my dear friend, Colonel Chapman, and the Chapman family. Colonel Chapman, Aaron, and the kids are no strangers to Minot Air Force Base or the 91st Missile Wing, since they literally just left here like a year ago. And I've known and worked with Colonel Chapman off and on for over 20 years. I've gotten to witness Colonel Chapman through the years as he took on professional challenges from aid to weapons school to SAS, CENTCOM, our 13N Missile Career Field Manager, and most recently as my wingman at 20th Air Force. And I'm going to be selfish for a few minutes and describe the things I love about Colonel Chapman. He was one of the biggest supporters of our mission with one of the biggest, most generous hearts. He cares about people with every fiber of his being, but he's also brilliant. From the time he was a lieutenant, he has always had a strategic mind. He's been able to look at the big picture, examine it from every angle, ask tough questions, and make better decisions. And due to his large heart, he works to ensure those decisions don't hurt airmen or families. He's the perfect blend of leadership, one who gets the mission done, but he trusts, cares for, and develops people along the way. I also love that Colonel Chapman is a connector. He's the type of leader and human that brings people together rather than separates them. He sees the good in organizations, and where there are shortcomings, he works across levels to address those shortcomings and makes permanent fixes for the betterment of everyone. And he pulls in others along the way. He makes them feel ownership, a part of the team, contributing members to the mission. Before you know it, you are sucked into his sphere, but you're happy and fulfilled. And personally, he made me want to be better, a better leader, and also a better human. His goodness is contagious. So Rough Riders, you're gaining someone with excitement for this mission, and more importantly, for the people who do this mission and for the families that support them. With teamwork, compassion, and enthusiasm in his heart. Someone whose ego never gets in the way, and someone with big ideas. So thank you, Colonel Chapman, for taking this command. I think we take it for granted that incredible leaders keep leading, but it's not easy. So on behalf of the 20th Air Force and the men and women of the 91st Missile Wing, thank you for continuing to serve. And thank you to Aaron, the kids, and both of your families, because nobody does this alone. In closing, I want to again thank the incredible community leaders of Minot and surrounding areas. As Jimmy, Monica, George, and Aaron know, the city of Minot and state of North Dakota fully support our airmen and our mission, and they ensure the local area is a home away from home for our personnel and their families. To the airmen of the 91st Missile Wing, thank you for protecting our nation and her allies, for defending our Constitution, and for making personal sacrifices in defense of freedom. You have important work to do today and every day, and we are always impressed by your expertise, dedication, and spirit. Godspeed to Jimmy and Monica as they head off into the sunset, and all our love and support to the Chapman family in this new role. Thank you.
Thank you, Major General Hoosier. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce Colonel Jimmy Schlabach.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's pretty awesome to be here. Today's a very special and exciting day. Senator, again, thank you for being here. Say, Governor, Mrs. Armstrong, thank you for being here. Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, Senator Burkhart, appreciate you being here. Senator, everybody, General, oh, good to see you. Hi. Been a bit. Thank you all for being here today. I mean, we got standing room only. We got people in the back. You know, who knows? We got a VTC somewhere. I don't know. But this is pretty awesome. And today is a very, very exciting day. I do want to remedy a mistake I made this morning. So I lost all my note cards. They're gone. So I screwed up, and there's one person I didn't thank, General Hoosier. I forgot to write my boss. Sorry. No, seriously. Thank you, ma'am. It's an honor to share the stage with you today. It's been an honor to serve for you now for the second, third, I don't know how many times. Not enough. It's been an honor. You are an amazing general. Even if you're a mediocre euchre player, you are an amazing general officer. And by the way, euchre is the best card game on earth. So if nobody knows what it is, come visit Indiana. We'll teach you how to play. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful. And I would like to thank all the community leaders as well. Again, your presence means more than we can ever say. So thank you. And to the men and women of the 91st Missile Wing, my fellow Rough Riders, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, we have long days, but when it's 10 below, our maintainers are out there getting that job done, opening up the site, and nothing wants to move less in minus 10 degrees than a concrete door, right? But you guys make it happen. And when it's minus 10 and the wind's blowing, one of the hardest jobs is to stand guard and make sure nobody thinks today might be the day we can get one. And that's our defenders. Thank you for always having the watch and for always being there ready to lay down a can on anybody who thinks today might be the day. And to our operators, literally the best nuclear surety inspection in the last 6 years. 12 of 12 evaluations, Q1, 0 deviations. It doesn't happen. Never. And that is the professionalism, the lethality, and the precision of that ops group. And for the whole wing, what we do, we can kind of get lost in the day-to-day of what we do. But make no mistake, our enemies are watching, and you scare the living crap out of them. They aren't scared of the armor. They aren't scared of the missile. They aren't scared of, you know, the rounds that we can put downrange. What they are scared of is the airmen in this room, because you make it happen. They can build new toys and they can have stuff like that, but they cannot have you, which is what it's all about. It's been the honor of a lifetime to serve as your commander. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything you do every single day. Godspeed and God bless you all.
Thank you, Colonel Schlabach. At this time, the men and women of the 91st Missile Wing would like to bid farewell to Colonel Schlabach by rendering him one final salute. The change of command ceremony is rooted in military history dating back to at least the 18th century during the reign of Frederick the Great of Prussia. During this period, military organizational flags were developed with color arrangements and symbols unique to each particular unit. When soldiers followed their leaders into battle, their flag was used to provide a visible point around which members of the unit could rally during the pandemonium of the battle. In this manner, an effective mass of force could be gathered and employed. If the flag was still waving after the conflict, it was a clear sign that their side had not tasted defeat on the field of battle. Because of its importance, the flag was incorporated into the change of command ceremony. The organizational banner was exchanged in public to signify to all that the person receiving the flag was the unchallenged and sovereign leader. The modern-day ceremony is principally symbolic, yet it indicates to all the authority of the incoming commander in the finest of military traditions. The incoming commander accepts the flag and states, "Ma'am, I assume command." Only 4 words in all, but a clear beginning to command. Today, Colonel Jimmy Schlabach will relinquish command and Colonel George Chapman will accept command of the 91st Missile Wing. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command. Attention to orders from Headquarters 20th Air Force, F.E. Warren Air Force Base, Wyoming. Special Order Number Golf-26-05. By direction of the Commander, Colonel Jimmy Schlabach will relinquish command to Colonel George Chapman, Commander, 91st Missile Wing, Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota, effective 8 July 2026. Signed, Major General Stacy Joe Hoosier. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. At this time, the men and women of the 91st Missile Wing would like to welcome Colonel Chapman by rendering him a first salute.
So I was going to make a really bad joke about there being only standing room in the auditorium here. So what I would like to do, Nick, if you would please put the formation at ease. And if anybody needs to take off their service coats, if it's getting too hot, please feel free to do so. So Major General Hoosier, distinguished guests of North Dakota, civic leaders of Minot, family, friends, and most importantly, airmen of the 91st Missile Wing, good afternoon, and thank you for being here today. Let me begin by saying it's great to be back. I find that gratitude is always a fine place to start, and there are many thanks to go around for making today's ceremony happen. My sincere thanks to Major Kittle and Mr. McGaster for orchestrating all the moving parts to make this a wonderful ceremony. Thank you to Senior Airman Edmonds, Airman First Class Wilds, and Hussein for singing the national anthem, and for the Minot Air Force Base Honor Guard for presenting the colors with dignity. That was an incredible rendition. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you to Chaplain Rosario for offering some wonderful words, as always. We appreciate you. Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Guidison. Thank you to everybody in the formation for representing the wing so well. Thank you so much. Welcome to our many distinguished visitors, I think like rows deep here and on both sides. I want to try and recognize as many as I can, and I'm going to do it fast, so hang with me. So Senator Kramer, thank you for being here. Ms. Hanson, thank you. Governor, Mrs. Armstrong, Mayor, Mrs. Mayor, Randy, Pat, Paul, Karen, General, Chief, Deputy, Bernadette, Dr. Castro, Chief, hiding back there behind the flags. Our delegation from the 5th Bombing, all of our warbirds, and a special congratulations to the Lamarans as they move on to their next chapter. Thank you so much for being here. It's also good to have Wrangler 1 in the house. Where are you? The Commander and Mrs. Commander of the 90th Missile Wing, Colonel Holmes and Don, thank you for being here. It's great to see our friends from Task Force 21. There's a lot of you. I'm not going to say all your names, but thank you to all of you. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you to the Chamber. Thank you to my future or current honorary commander, presently, thank you for being here. I look forward to getting to know you and working along with you. Thank you especially to all the Rough Riders who are in the missile complex right now, who are jobbing it. Thank you for the job that they're doing. They can't be here, but I'm grateful to them. Thank you to my parents, my siblings, my mother-in-law, and to my dear friends who have made time to be here today. Thank you. Your support means more to me than I can express here. Thank you. Now, that was a lot of gratitude. I think we need to wake up with a Rough Rider roar. What do we got? Teddy? Man, that's awesome. I miss that so much. General Huger, thank you for the introduction, for your steadfast leadership. Thank you for the tremendous trust you have placed in me. Your mentorship and example over my career have shaped me as an officer. I am humbled by your support, and it is a privilege of a lifetime to be handed the guidon of such a storied and consequential wing. To Colonel Schlabach, congratulations on a phenomenally successful command and career. You have led this wing through what President Roosevelt often referred to as the strenuous life, a life that this intense mission demands. You have left an indelible mark on this wing, on this installation and its people, and on the communities that surround this base. I'm deeply grateful to your mentorship over the years, and I wish all the best to you and your family as you move on into the next chapter. Thank you. Now, there's a saying I once heard, and I feel like it applies to this situation, and it goes something like this. If you ever happen to be wandering down a lonely country road, and you happen to stumble across a turtle that is perched on top of a fence pole, you know it didn't get there by itself. So, I feel that that is appropriate to this situation. Over the last 2 years, it has been my immense privilege to serve as the deputy commander to both of the officers sitting on this stage. So, if anybody ever asks how I ended up on top of this post, you have them to blame. But in all sincerity, thank you so much. It means the world. To my own family, to my incredible wife, Erin, and our wonderful children, thank you. The military asks much of its service members, but it asks even more of its families, who serve quietly and sacrifice greatly. Your unwavering support is the foundation of my service, and I am eternally grateful for you all. The Chapman family is absolutely thrilled to officially join the Rough Rider family and plant our roots here in North Dakota once again. To the civic leaders and community members of Minot, the phrase "only the best come north" is not just a slogan. It is a testament to the incredible and enduring bond between this base and the Magic City. Your unwavering support for our airmen and their families makes this challenging mission possible. Your friendship, care, and advocacy on our behalf generate a warmth within us that not even a -40 winter chill can freeze. We are all proud to call Minot our home. When we look back at the history of the 91st, we see a legacy built on grit. From the skies over Europe in World War II, where this unit flew the legendary Memphis Belle through relentless flak, to the icy depths of the Cold War, the Rough Riders have always answered the nation's call. You inherit the DNA of airmen who understood then and understand today that freedom requires constant, uncompromising vigilance. And we know that we too inherit from you the hardiness, the love, the care, the deference, and sense of community unique to this part of the country. Thank you. You make us better. Team Rough Riders, standing before you today, I am profoundly humbled. There is no mission more critical to the defense of our nation and our allies, and there is no team I would rather lead into this next chapter than this team. Over a century ago, President Theodore Roosevelt laid out a doctrine for peace. You've heard it before, and you're going to hear it again now. He famously said, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." Rough Riders, you are that big stick. The 91st Missile Wing stands watch at the very apex of global deterrence. Our Minuteman III ICBMs, spread across this vast North Dakota prairie, represent a very real nuclear operational capability. But they do not exist merely to fight in war. They also exist to prevent one. They are, as we say, poised for peace. In a rapidly shifting global security environment, where our nation is faced with two near-peer nuclear competitors and evolving regional power struggles throughout the world, our constant 24/7 nuclear alert status is the ultimate shield of the free world. We present our adversaries with an insurmountable targeting problem and an absolute guarantee of rapid, devastating retaliation. Our nation's ICBM force is the longest continuously on alert nuclear force the world has ever seen. Collectively, we have been doing this since 31 October 1959. Because we are on the watch, our nation sleeps in peace. As we look forward, our charge is simple yet demanding. We must maintain absolute operational readiness with our current fleet of ICBMs while laying the groundwork for the most significant strategic modernization program in 50 years. Each of you plays an indispensable role in this ecosystem. To the operators pulling alerts in launch control centers, to the maintainers sustaining our weapon system in sub-zero whiteout conditions, to the security forces who defend our assets in the complex day and night, and to the medical and mission support enablers who ensure this entire engine keeps running. Your specific role is critical. If one piece fails, the mission stops. To execute this mission, our culture and character can be drawn directly from the spirit of our namesake, the Rough Riders. Theodore Roosevelt often spoke of the man in the arena, the one whose face is marred by dust and sweat, who strives valiantly. We are in that arena, and our culture can be defined by an exclamation TR himself used to signify absolute excellence. Teddy? Now, let me tease Bully out just a little bit. B. B is for bold. We will be bold in our actions and our problem solving. We will not accept the status quo simply because that is how it has always been done. If there is a better way to secure the complex, to operate or maintain the missile, or support the airmen, we will find it and boldly implement it. U is for united. We will operate united as one unbroken team. There is no room for tribalism between our groups or squadrons. Operations, maintenance, security, and support, we succeed together or we fail together. We will break down silos and operate as a united front. L for loyal. We will remain fiercely loyal. Loyal to our Constitution, loyal to our core values, loyal to our mission partners, and most importantly, loyal to one another. Being a good wingman is not a secondary duty. It is a primary requirement of command and airmen at every level. Lethal. We will be unconditionally lethal. This mission truly requires excellence in all we do. We will maintain the rigorous standards, the compliance, and the combat credibility that strategic nuclear operations and deterrence demands. Our adversaries must never doubt our capability or our resolve. And why? Why is for you. The foundation of it all is you, the Rough Rider. You are the ultimate weapon system. Your resiliency, your mental and physical health, your professional development are among my top priorities. I promise to invest in you because without your quiet professionalism, deterrence fails. Together, we will continue to secure the high ground and project strategic stability across the globe. I'm incredibly proud to join your ranks, and I am ready to step into the arena with you and continue this great work. Only the best come north. Bully!
Thank you, Colonel Chapman, and congratulations. On behalf of the men and women of the 91st Missile Wing, we would like to welcome you and your family back to Rough Rider Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, you're already standing for the Air Force song and remain standing for the departure of the official party. Refreshments are provided as a note of appreciation to all that supported today's ceremony. Thank you for attending, and have a wonderful Air Force Day.